tree with your eyes open. Do you search for a way out? Well, if you do, this one's for you.
So this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. But first, I have a buddy. I get called Uncle something a lot. Uncle Gary was Brian's nickname for me because of Gary the Snail on SpongeBob. I guess I move slow. And then up in Nevada on the last shoot we were on, they started calling me Uncle Rico. So if you've seen Napoleon Dynamite, you know that Uncle Rico is stuck in the legacy of his high school football team, and he just... I've been making these videos for about a year and some change, maybe a year and 4 months. I've learned a lot about YouTube in that time. Like, I have fun, but it has also turned me into Uncle Rico. So just a few things I wanted to share with y'all is there's a lot of creators out there that have put videos up saying, oh, do you want to go full-time on YouTube? You're going to be trading a job that you probably work 40 hours a week in and get weekends off for something that is going to consume your life, take all of your time, and not pay as well as the job that you're in now. There is an immense amount of content out there, and I have a trick. So when I post something, I'll search for a similar topic and filter the results to this day, week, or month, and it shows all of the, content that's been made on the same subject that you just posted something on. And boom, there is so much out there. There's so many people vlogging that when you make something, you really need to make sure that it's unique. And you also want it to be good. You want a high production value, which leads me to the second thing. If you want to make YouTube videos, you have to understand filmmaking, which is the art of creating a video. It is not your content. So content is something that you care about. Knowing how to use a camera is not that interesting unless you're making tutorials. You have to be out and about exploring some topic, be it, politics, religion, sports, music. Anything that you're interested in is what is your content, and then the filmmaking part is just knowing how to use a camera and make it look good. Third, music is hard to find. I signed up for audio blocks, and let me tell you, even for $100 a year, you have access to a whole lot of music, but it is the largest library of shit music in the entire world. So yeah, I used a lot of audio blocks music, but at some point I started going onto YouTube to find my music. There's copyright-free music that you can search for and then download, and there is also a lot of up-and-coming creators doing their own thing out there that post their music on YouTube. So if you can find an up-and-coming creator that has a good sound, then try to network with them and use their music. They'll be glad for the exposure on your channel, and you'll be glad because you got some good music that you haven't heard in everybody else's video for the last 6 months. So I'm going to say the fourth thing that you really have to pay attention to is the marketing side. The marketing part of YouTube is when you start creating content. At some point you're creating something that you're halfway proud of and you want to show it to other people. You have to make money to survive. Like, it takes money to buy cameras and travel, and it takes money to eat and feed yourself. Toilet paper costs money. You have to make money somehow. You can't just do it for free forever. And the marketing part is where you start getting on other social media and pushing your videos there. When you do that filtered search for content similar to yours, go ahead and make a playlist with your video in it and other videos that have been uploaded recently. And as they gain views and yours gains views, it will get suggested on the sidebar. You know, that beautiful thing that YouTube does, where they suggest your videos, or the search. But the problem with the search is that only big YouTubers dominate it. So there could be a video that's 4 years old, but if it has 10 million views, it is going to be at the top of the category. Somehow they play in recently posted stuff, but I don't know how that works. Okay, before I get on too much of a rant about YouTube, a buddy that I worked with, a filmmaker, who has been very successful. He has a family and makes his living with a camera. He stays super busy, he's always booked up, doesn't have much time for himself. But he told me, he said, forget about the personal branding and the marketing. Do what you think is cool as a filmmaker. Keep sharing it and it'll all work out for you. And that's really what it comes down to. I picked up a camera because I have this side of me that never allows me to stay in one place very long. I've traveled and run off from everything before I could get good at it. So I've been a jack of all trades and a master of none. And without staying in one place, I couldn't figure out how to master something. So I picked up a camera, and I love telling these stories and getting, sharing the places that I go. I hope y'all are enjoying them. I know I've been asking a bunch of questions at the end of the videos, and I'm just gonna stop. This is where I'm talking right now, is I gotta tell y'all what's going on in my head, what I've learned from YouTube in the last year, and whether or not I think it's a good place to try to take a career on. And the answer to that is no. If you're watching this video and you think you want to make a career on YouTube, then you need to figure making a career in filmmaking. The way that I make money now is flying drones. I got my 107 license and networked with a bunch of filmmakers, started working on sets, and then eventually would start getting private gigs for promo videos. I'm attempting to sell stock photography, which is not working out as smooth as I want it to, and working on film sets, which is a great place to learn. There is no faster way to learn something than to go out and do it. And being on a film set is the pinnacle of learning how to use a camera and how to tell stories with it. I mean, says the guy who's says Uncle Rico, sitting out here on the edge of a lake with his van, talking to a camera. No, I'm not just talking to a camera, I'm talking to you guys. If you stay on your game, if you hustle, if you're out there, being out there is super important. If you sit in your bedroom or on your couch and say in your head, oh, I'm never gonna do this, you're right, you're not. Because nobody's coming to your house and offering you opportunities. But if you get up and you go out and you do something, there is no telling what will happen. So, I mean, did you take anything away from this? I know it was short and quick, but basically if you want to get into making films, YouTube is a great place to host them, but you're not going to make a whole lot from the ads on YouTube. So finally it turns into sponsorships. That's where you're actually going to make money on YouTube. Oh man, I can't even remember the name of the site. Anyways, at 5,000 followers, you can start signing up to get brand deals and sponsorships, and that's where the money comes in. And yeah, but then you gotta be careful because you're commercially filming in places and everyone wants their cut, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, so those time lapses at the beginning, wasn't that crazy. It was all the same view as the earth was spinning, sun going down, stars coming up and rotating, sun coming up in the same place. I love shooting time lapses, and I promise I'm still gonna make a video about how to shoot star lapses because it's something that I really enjoy, and finding the information on how to do it is not as easy as it should be. There should be a very clear, concise video on YouTube explaining how to get out the right lens, set the camera up right, and let that baby rock all night. Well, I'm headed into Santa Barbara right now. I have an idea for a real movie, and I'm going to meet with a producer friend that I met on Sub Rosa, but we're out here on the West Coast now. I told her I'd come visit, and 9 months later, we're here, yo! All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. If you have any questions, I will be glad to answer them. Obviously, I'm not a pro on here. I don't have 1 million subscribers, but I'm just trying to share with y'all what I have learned over the last year. involving YouTube and filmmaking in general, and kind of how to make it your life. Be very careful before you do it, because it really is all consuming. You'll be sitting there with your chick and your mind will be off in outer space thinking about a video that you're shooting or editing or one that you want to make. Peace. Cut.